Today's video is a very long overdue video, but we will be discussing forgiveness of self and forgiveness of other people. These two things go hand in hand because both can equally destroy you mentally, physically, and drain you, make you exhausted. But forgiveness comes from the mindset of needing peace for yourself, releasing yourself from the mental shackles that you have on certain situations. And I want to start with forgiving yourself. Because I have had a multitude of stress, problems, and shortcomings when it comes to coming back to the main focus of everything that I have set out to do in life, everything that I have created thus far. It is an ongoing battle with yourself of improving and knowing which direction you want to go, which direction you want to take yourself, because you have the most control over your well-being. You have choices in your life that you make that dictate and lead you towards the life that you will live, the life that you're trying to accomplish. And with this life, with this way of living, with forgiving yourself, giving yourself grace, forgiveness of self, and realizing that failures are going to always exist, knowing that you have attempted something and you may have fallen short, or you may not have completed everything that you set out to do. You didn't reach your miniature goals, the little milestones that you have created. These milestones are just angles for you to reach within the given time or given circumstance that you believe that you are projected to reach these things. There is no real set time limit on anything in life, except for when we are born, we will eventually run out of time. We are all here to die. And I'm not saying we're living to die, but we all die eventually. We all pass eventually. So having that timestamp or crunch or belief that everything must be done in this due time, you'll stress yourself out. I realize I have been stressing myself out in this regard because whenever I try to force myself to record, try to force myself to get into the mindset of getting in front of a camera and just speaking from the heart, speaking from the soul, parts of me are embarrassed. Parts of me are unsure. Parts of me are not willing to let go of certain things or certain aspects of myself that is actually acceptable to people, to everyone, which isn't up to me, isn't my duty. Whoever accepts you are the people who are truthful, honest, and see you for who you are. You can't be accepted by or expect to be accepted by everyone that comes across your videos, everyone that comes across your social media page. A lot of this is fake. Social media and online presence, you don't know what people deal with behind closed doors. You don't know what people deal with on a day-to-day basis unless they're the type of person that constantly broadcast that or go live or show you what's happening behind closed doors. But we glorify the good moments. We glorify the wins, the victories. And sometimes some people share the downfalls, the hardships. And I'm one to say that, yes, it's definitely tough, but you shouldn't beat yourself up about it. You must forgive yourself for exactly where you are and understand that the choices that you make definitely led your life to where you are today. However, forgiving yourself takes time. Forgiving the person that you are takes time. And you may hate yourself for the person that you are. You may think that you're an outcasted person due to this society, due to how everyone thinks and perceives each other. But my philosophy is, as long as you're authentically you completely stay true to your roots, your person, your being, and understand the depths of your person in a positive manner. I'm not saying you should be true to being negative no. But as long as you're true to the positive aspect and uplifting parts about yourself, and you truly value that, and you understand that everyone has things in their life that they're dealing with, including yourself, you must acknowledge yourself on that same degree, that same caliber, because you're a person too. You matter too. I matter as well. I've been thinking of myself as like kind of a sacrificial pawn. As my friend, he categorized himself as a sacrificial pawn. And way back in high school, I was always curious as what this meant, what this name perceived, but more so focusing on my beliefs of being a sacrificial pawn. I was just outputting things in a sense that I had to keep up this certain schedule, this certain person. Consistency is the key. But if you're consistently doing something that you are not proud of, you must change it. You must change yourself. You must walk away. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to your journaling. Go back to everything and figure out what it is that you need to accomplish and change. And I've done that. I'm proud of the person that I'm becoming and everything that I'm creating in life. And it is a true calling for you to speak out and speak up and to talk about these things online. Having an online presence is relatively easy because we live in a world of consumption. Everyone's consuming content, everyone's consuming media, everyone wants to create this media. So you shouldn't be afraid yourself to truly speak your heart, because a lot of us just want to be heard. A lot of us just want a connection to somebody, a soul that understands. And me, myself, I feel as though, in a way, I'm that beacon. I draw all sorts of people, and I believe I also give guidance in a sense, but I take my own advice. I adhere to everything that I say to myself, and I come back and I reflect and I watch my previous videos. It's not just for content creation, it's for a way of life, a way of living. That forgiveness of other people, since I did say it is a two-parted video, but forgiveness of other people, you must understand that sometimes, to a degree, in a certain sense, we are selfish beings. We are very selfish, and people will always have their own best interests at heart. And that is to the degree of just natural instinct. You can't really take what somebody chooses to do in a way that impacts you to react in a negative way. Because the choices that people make, you have no control over that. You have control over the choices that you make in the way that you react to certain situations. So I know it may suck, because forgiveness, you have to be the bigger person. You have to be that person that understands that in life, you don't always get what you want. You don't always get what you desire. But as long as you keep that positive mindset, you block all the negativity, you discard people who are not meant to be there. Because the longer you hold on to these imaginary fantasies of what you believe people to be, the more you will hurt yourself. Accept people for their choices and react in a way accordingly. Adjust your life accordingly. I can tell you the amount of times that I have overstayed my presence in other people's lives, walking away and truly realizing that after I've walked away, that's when I received what I have been begging for, asking for. And it is up to you to deem whether or not you accept it now or you're a changed person. That change is not something that you should be afraid of, something you should disregard, because change definitely does go against our normal balance. We don't like change because change is unknown. We don't accept the unknown because it is something that we have no past experience on. It is something that we have no idea how it will unfold, so we have no control over it. That is the uncontrollable factor. And so why change is always so hard to do, so hard to accept. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. Sometimes change, you have to really hold yourself accountable. Look at yourself in the mirror, talk to yourself, or even write it down. Talk in a journal entry. Write things down, because it is better to have a written idea rather than speaking out into the void. So yeah, you can talk to your mirror sometimes, but make sure you come back and collect your thoughts and jot them down, have them somewhere, a concrete evidence of what you previously discussed, so you're not repeating cycles. And know that forgiving and forgiveness of all things is not an easy task. But forgiving yourself and understanding that you are not a terrible person. Understand that you are a person who is flawed. You are a flawed individual. We shouldn't strive for perfection because of the media. Everything on the media seems to be perfect, but we don't know anything that's going on when the cameras turn off. So don't strive for that unrealistic reality. Forgive yourself for who you are. Change from that point, change from that perspective, change from that mindset that is keeping you chained down, keeping you locked into this false idea that you are not enough, that you are not capable, and make it possible. It takes one day at a time, and you have a new year to do such. It is 2025. And my previous videos, I've been talking about the new year, but you have a new opportunity. It is always a new opportunity. Just because it is a new year doesn't mean you're starting from ground zero. You have your previous years, your previous experiences that you can build on top of. Know that you are also not alone. Don't isolate yourself and speak up for who you know yourself to be. And with that, I'm starting to feel awkward, so we're ending the video. Really, I want you to understand that forgiveness is something that we have to be more giving of for ourselves and for other people. Forgiving people frees yourself from the event or the occasion or the instance that has happened to you. That doesn't mean you have to trust again, but forgiving and moving forward, you're not tethered to the past. You don't want to be chained and locked down to what has already happened. Free yourself, free your mind, and keep moving forward.